Racial Report Card Project by Madison Davis and Devin Jones. Our sport and the history of it. The sports we were assigned for this project was the Women's National Basketball Association, better known as the WNBA. According to WNBA.com, on April 24th, 1996, women's basketball announced "We Got Next" as the NBA Board of Governors approved the concept of a Women's National Basketball Association to begin play in June 1997. Since then, the WNBA has been the home for the best women's basketball talent in the world, with the league celebrating its 25th season in 2021. The Racial and Gender Report Card is the definitive assessment of hiring practices of women and people of color in the leading professional and amateur sports and sporting organizations in the United States. The report considers the composition assessed by racial and gender makeup of players, coaches, and front office athletic department employees in our country's leading sports organizations, including the National Basketball Association, the National Football League, Major League Baseball, Major League Soccer, and the Women's National Basketball Association, as well as in collegiate athletic departments. 2004 WNBA RGRC. In the 2004, the WNBA received an A for both race and gender. The WNBA was the only league that received both A's in each category in 2004. In 2004, the percentage of African American women in the WNBA was at an all time high at 66.3. Also in 2004, the WNBA had three African American general managers at 23%. This was the best in professional sports covered by the report card. The report card asks, are we paying fair when it comes to our sports? Does everyone, regardless of race or gender, have a chance to make and run the team? And when it comes to the WNBA in 2004, the answer is yes. They were playing fair, that every woman, no matter what color, had the same advantage. 2005 WNBA RGRC. In the 2005, as the WNBA approached its 10th season for the third time in a row, it received an A for both categories. This is the third time in a row that the WNBA has received an A for both categories. The WNBA is the only professional sport to ever achieve this accomplishment. In 2005, there were three African American women general managers during the 2005 season. In 2005, there were three women who were owners of a WNBA franchise. The 2005 season represented the highest percentage of women assistant coaches in report card history, 65%. WNBA RGRC 2008. In 2008, the WNBA received both an A plus in both categories. The WNBA once again broke the record for having the highest grade out of all sports. Women employed in the league office decreased slightly from 75% in 2006 to 74% in 2008. The number of women who were owners of a WNBA franchise doubled from two in 2006 to four in 2007. It doubled again in the 2008 season to eight. In the 2008 WNBA season, there were five African Americans, one of whom was a woman, and a total of four women as head coaches. That improved the number of African American head coaches by two over the 2007 season. 2008 was another great year for the WNBA, with both categories receiving an A plus. It was obvious that the WNBA was headed in the right direction and planned on staying that way. In 2009, the WNBA reviewed an A in both categories. This is the second year in a row that the WNBA got an A plus for each category, which is the second year in a row receiving the highest score in report card history. In the 2001, 2004, 2005, and 2006 racial and gender report cards, the WNBA have received A's for their race, gender, and combined grades. To this day, no other professional sports league has achieved that even once. There were no people of color considered as majority owners during the 2008 season. There were five African American head coaches at the start of both the 2008 and the 2009 WNBA seasons, an increase of two coaches from the 2007 season. There were five women head coaches at the start of the 2008 season and six women head coaches during the 2009 season, increasing from 31% in 2007 to 36% in 2008 and 46% in 2009. 2009 was another amazing year for the WNBA. They kept their title for having the best score in both categories and continue to thrive in both race and gender categories. The 2010 WNBA Racial and Gender Report Card received a combined grade for race and gender of an A plus by earning an A plus for gender and an A for race for the second consecutive report card. The WNBA remained as the best employer overall for women and people of color in sports. In 2010, the WNBA gained ground for people of color as general managers, assistant coaches, and senior administrators. In 2010, women made gains in terms of percentage as head coaches, CEO, president positions, senior administration, professional administration, and head trainers. Since the last WNBA report card, the percentage of African American assistant coaches increased from 42 to 44% in 2010, while percentage of white assistant coaches decreased from 58 to 56%. The percentage of women as assistant coaches rose slightly from 56 to 56%, though the number was nearly half. In 2010, WNBA teams in general reduced the number of assistant coaches hired due to several factors, including the league's new restriction on the number of coaches allowed on the bench. In 2010, the WNBA continued to hold on to their crown of being the highest scoring sport. I think it's amazing that women continues to dominate this country and industry because who else would be a better fit for it? 2011 WNBA RGRC. The WNBA received an A plus for race with 94.7 points, up from 93.5 points in 2010, while also receiving an A for gender with 92.3 points, down from 97.5 points in 2010. The WNBA received a combined grade for race and gender of an A with 93.5 points, down from an A plus with 95.5 points in 2010. For the second consecutive year, the WNBA maintained its historic all-time high of having 28% of team senior administrators who were people of color. The number of women in the CEO president's role decreased from 6 to 2 in 2011, which is a 31 percentage point decrease. 2012 WNBA RGRC. In 2012, the WNBA received at least an A for gender in all categories except for general managers and vice presidents. The percentage of women employed as team senior and professional administrators at the team level increased by 19% and 4%, respectively. The WNBA received at least an A for race in all categories except for senior administration, where it received an A minus, and vice presidents, where it received a B. The percentage of people of color increased in many positions within the league. Players, owners, assistant coaches, general managers, vice presidents, and professional administrators all increased. In team professional administration positions, people of color almost doubled, increasing from 14% in 2011 to 27% in 2012. 2013 WNBA RGRC. The WNBA received a combined grade of an A plus for race and gender after earning an A plus for race and an A plus for gender in the 2013 WNBA Racial and Gender Report Card. In the 2013 season, there were 4 women and 4 African Americans general managers compared to 4 and 5, respectively, in 2012. At 67%, women held the highest percentage of assistant coaches positions in the history of the WNBA, setting a new mark for the second consecutive year. The report card asks, are we playing fair when it comes to sports? Does everyone, regardless of race and gender, have a chance to score a basket and run the team? The answer for the WNBA is resounding yes, with the best record in professional sports. 2014 WNBA RGRC. In 2014, the WNBA once again received an A plus in both categories. In spite of the new record and long-term high grades, there were some notable declines, including that women holding team professional and administration positions decreased by 7 percentage points, and women serving as senior team administrators fell from 48% in 2013 to 37% in 2014. This marks the 10th consecutive year that the WNBA has received at least A's for its overall race, gender, and combined grades. The WNBA has regularly been the industry leader for all professional sport when it comes to diversity and inclusion. In 2015, the WNBA received an A plus in both categories. This marks the 11th consecutive year that the WNBA has received at least A's for overall race, gender, and combined grade. The WNBA received at least an A for gender in all categories except for team vice presidents and team senior administration. The WNBA received at least an A for race in all categories except for team vice presidents. In 2016, the WNBA received an A minus for race and an A for gender. This is the 12th year in a row that the WNBA has received nothing lower than an A when it comes to race and gender. This year report saw an increase in the people of color holding professional level staff positions at the league office, 26.1%, team vice president positions, 11%, and team professional administration positions, 33.4%. Increases in women holding assistant coach positions, 56.5%, team vice president positions, 26.6%, and team professional administration positions, 44.4%, were also noted. In 2017, the WNBA received an A and A minus for each category. This is the 13th year in a row that the WNBA has received lower than an A for either category. Richard Lapchick, the director of Tides, made a comment about the WNBA that I think represents these past 13 years of receiving nothing lower than an A perfectly. The WNBA from the start, it had a chance to be a role model, and they fulfilled that promise. I truly don't think that Lapchick could have explained it more perfectly. The WNBA has set the bar high every single year and has held themselves as an organization to a certain standard that has continued to be met every single year. In 2018, the WNBA received an A plus in both categories. There were 6 women and 3 African American general managers, the same as in 2017. 14 women and 11 people of color held ownership positions on WNBA franchises in 2018. This represented an increase of 3 people in the number of women and an increase of 2 persons of color from 2017. Most owners were limited partners. In 2019, the WNBA received an A for gender and an A plus for race. The NBA still holds the title for having nothing lower than an A for both. In 2020, the WNBA received an A plus for each category. 2020 was a monumental year for sports due to coronavirus outbreak. There are a few areas of concern, including women in general manager roles, represented by an underwhelming 27.3%. This is in a league in which 79.6% of the players were players of color, down from 82.7% in 2019. This is the 16th year in a row that the WNBA has received nothing less than an A for both categories. After learning about the WNBA and everything that they have done in the past 16 years and how they have continued to be an example to other sports when it comes to race and gender, we thought the WNBA deserved an A plus. The organization has set the bar high when it comes to playing fair. They hire who they think is best for their position and they don't judge someone because of their gender or race. That is why we think the WNBA has an organization and is deserving of an A plus.